Swimming pool that was, for one short week at the turn of the millennium, the aquatic center of Sydney and the world. 35 world records have been set here. It's got a reputation as being the fastest pool anywhere, and anyone can swim in it. What makes it so fast? Well, many things, and we'll let you in on the pool's secret. There are 2 extra lanes which are not used in competition, reducing wave reflection. The starting blocks are angled for a better racing start and fitted with individual speakers so everyone hears the gun at the same time. The lane dividers absorb ripples, reducing the impact on the swimmer alongside. The pool has no sides to help eliminate waves. The water is purified by ozone so swimmers won't get sore eyes. The pool is over 6 feet deep, specially built like this to reduce water turbulence. And it's all for one purpose, to make the athlete feel good. And if an athlete feels good, they swim fast. Aussies like a beer, and they'll do just about anything to go bar hopping with their buddies. But in a helicopter? These lucky dudes have discovered one of Sydney's more relaxing secrets, a bar-hopping day trip in a whirlybird. They're off on a 300-mile binge, visiting 2 great bars and a winery. They head north with the first stop the Wollombi Tavern, home of some oddball liquor, Dr. Jurd's Jungle Juice, and the kind of strange Wollombi handshake.
Yeah, g'day. How you doing? G'day. How you doing? Hello, buddy. Good to see you. Good to see you. Wollombi is it's Aboriginal for the meeting of the waters. And what they did is they met here so that they could talk, and then went away and had sex so that they all. But I haven't found any of their sex spots yet. Why don't you guys go and enjoy a drink at the bar?
This way, mate.
Oh, mate, just threw it up the stairs. Good on you, chums.
Dr. Jurd's Jungle Juice is named after a barman who fell asleep on the bar while the tavern burnt down around him. Did he survive? Well, that's a local secret. All that burns now is your throat as you drink the stuff. But the juice and its secret ingredients are spoken of in hushed terms around here.
Well, it's a bit of a secret. We don't let a lot of people know about it, but everyone that comes walks away happy with a big smile on their face.
Sydney helicopters have only one rule. If you overindulge in the local brew, you have to find your own way home. So it's not a bad idea to just pace yourself a bit. The trip costs $1,200, making it quite affordable, shared between 4 buddies. All the food, beer, wine, and jungle juice you can consume is included in the price. Next stop is the Hunter Valley, center of Australia's wine industry.
Welcome, boys, to the Hunter Valley.
Thank you. Oh, cheers.
With our compliments.
Appreciate it very much.
Welcome.
There are close to 1,500 wineries in Australia, almost as many as in the United States.
What we do basically is pick the very best from the local vineyards. They send samples of their wines to us, and I sit down and drink them all. Just a bugger of a job, but I get a liver transplant every 5 years.
Some young 21-year-old.
Aussies export 90 million gallons each year, making their wine exports worth nearly $1 billion annually.
That'll get that deep golden honey and toast flavour through the wine.
Here's a secret we'd like to let you in on. An Aussie wine, Jacob's Creek, is the #1 selling wine in Britain. The guys are halfway through the trip. How are they traveling? Is anyone going to have to take the walk home?
I think Julian here's been setting the pace, but
he's out front.
But yeah,
it is a long race, isn't it?
It is.
The last stop is the Settlers Arms, one of the oldest pubs in Australia. Like just about everything else in early Sydney, it was also built by convicts. The only method of transport at the time was via boat, so of course they built the pub right by the river. If the convicts behaved themselves, they were pardoned and given parcels of land and allowed to settle. So today, many of the area's local people are direct descendants of these convicts. The pub was a stopover for the Cobb & Co. coaches, Australia's version of Wells Fargo, on their route north from Sydney. The guys have had fun drinking all day, but what about the pilot?
Pub tours by helicopter with Sydney helicopters. Good for some, but not so good for others.
You call that a day trip? This is a day trip. We'll let you in on this secret at Sydney Airport. Everything seems fairly normal. Passengers getting seat assignments for a flight to Antarctica? And they're not going for the duty-frees. It's a 13-hour round trip to the bottom of the planet in a 747.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Antarctic Charter. We are ready for boarding. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
This is the first flight of summer to a continent which has been in the dark for 6 months.
Should be good today, shouldn't it? Hopefully.
It's a fully laden airplane with 350 passengers paying up to $2,000 a ticket. The 8,000-mile round trip is going to use a lot of gas.
It's full of fuel, 173 metric tonnes, or as I tell people, it's about the same as 4 average in-ground suburban swimming pools.
The airborne explorers don't take long to break the ice. There is a team of experts on board to answer any questions, headed by Scott of the Antarctic.
Hello everyone, I'm Fiona Scott from the Australian Antarctic Division and one of the other Antarctic experts on board.
All of them have lived and worked in Antarctica and just love sharing their experiences with the passengers.
The biggest desert in the world blocks up within it about 75% of all the fresh water in the world. It truly is an awesome and wonderful place.
Passengers normally find a 13-hour flight a bit of an ordeal, but not this one.
People have this concept of a normal flight where it's just sitting in seats and that sort of thing, but this is like no other flight you'll ever do. People get up, they mix, they make friends within the first 10 minutes. It becomes just almost a party.
And what better way to party than fancy dress? But this is actually serious business. Passengers are issued with snowsuits just in case they have to land on a glacier. After 5 hours flying, the world's most isolated and coldest continent comes into view. The passengers are seeing sights they've never seen before. It looks like a great big ice cream cake, so what better way to celebrate than...
Ice creams, anyone? Ice creams?
Once over the ice, the 747 captain descends and flies hands-on, zigzagging along glaciers to give the best view of the peaks just below. Here's a Travel Channel secret. With an average elevation of 7,000 feet, Antarctica is also the world's highest continent. And believe it or not, it is technically a desert. It's the world's most arid and windy continent with a rainfall average equivalent to the Sahara. Amazing sights of a continent that was totally secret from nearly everyone until these flights started just a short time ago.
Absolutely spectacular. Just breathtaking. It's beyond my expectations. Just wonderful.
The vastness of it is just awe-inspiring. And to think that it's here all the time while our little lives go on day to day, it's quite moving.
Fantastic. Hard to get a concept of how high they really are, but looking out of here, you don't see anything like it anywhere.
As the 747 turns for home, the passengers catch their last glimpse of the pristine Antarctic beauty. They'll be back in Sydney in time for supper and to party. So that was Sydney Revealed, and we only scratched the surface of its secrets and wonders. There's Bluey the Groper, the Russian space shuttle, the King's Cross bed rest, the secret islands, the Far Niagara